Hello, students. Welcome to the third part of the chapter, The Tiger King. Till now, we have studied about the Tiger King and how he grew up, got his age of 20 years, became the king, and started tiger killing. So let's see what happens in third part. From that day onwards, it was celebration time for all the tigers inhabiting Pratibandhapuram. When he announced tiger killing, from that day onward, when the Tiger King announced tiger killing, after that day, it was celebration time for all those tigers inhabiting Pratibandhapuram who were residing in the city in the kingdom Pratibandhapuram. Why? Because there was only one hunter. No one else was allowed to kill the tiger. Even they were not allowed to throw any stone to the tiger. The state banned tiger hunting by anyone except the Maharaja. So only one hunter was there, that was the Maharaja itself. A proclamation was issued. So an announcement, official announcement was there to the effect that if anyone dared to fling so much as a stone at a tiger, what was the proclamation? What was the announcement? If anyone dared to fling means throw so much, a very small stone to the tiger, all his wealth and property would be confiscated. All his property would be taken away from him. And then after it will belong to the kingdom, the king. The Maharaja would he would attend to all other matters only after killing the 100 tigers. After meeting state astrologer, the Maharaja owed that he announced that he would attend the matters of the kingdom only after killing 100 tigers. What was the reason? Because the state astrologers predicted that he would die by the 100th tiger. He would be killed by the 100th tiger. Initially, the king seemed well set to realize his ambition. In starting, it seemed that the king was on his way to fulfill his ambition. He was on his way to complete his desire. What was his desire? To kill 100 tigers. Not that he faced no dangers. And while he was doing so, he faced many dangers as well. What were the dangers? There were times when the bullet missed its mark. There were many instances when the bullet of his gun missed its mark, missed its target. The tiger leaped upon him, and after that, the tiger leaped upon him. He fought the beast, that animal, the tiger, with his bare hands, without any weapon, because the bullet missed. So he fought the beast with his bare hand. Each time it was the Maharaja who won, and every time it was the Maharaja, it was the Tiger King who won. That means every time he killed the tiger. At another time, he was in danger of losing his throne. Now, the narrator is going to tell us another instances. What were the another instances? At another time, he was in danger of losing his throne. Once it happened, he was about to lose his throne. A high ranking British officer visited Pratibandhapuram. So there came a high ranking British officers. I have told you It was the era of British rule. So there came a high ranking British officer in his kingdom Pratibandhapuram. He was very fond of hunting tigers. Who was very fond of hunting tiger? That British officer was fond of hunting tiger, while the king had to finish his target of killing 100 tigers. And fonder of being photographed with the tigers he had shot. And above all, he wanted to take pictures. He wanted snapshots with the tigers he had shot. As usually, he wished to hunt tigers in Pratibandhapuram. As usual, he came there and wished, he wanted, he desired that he wanted to kill tiger. He wanted to hunt tigers in Pratibandhapuram. But the Maharaja was firm in his resolve. But the Maharaja was determined in his decision. What was his decision? Only he will kill the tiger. No one else will be allowed to kill the tiger. But he was high rank officer. So what will he do? Let's see. He refused permission. First of all, he refused permission to allow that British officer for hunting in his kingdom Pratibandhapuram. What he replied, I can organize any other hunt. You may go on a boar hunt. He replied, I can manage any other hunt. I can organize any other hunt. But tiger hunting will not be allowed. He would manage a boar hunt, a pig hunt. And also, he suggested you may conduct a mouse hunt. If he wished, he might conduct a mouse hunt. We were ready for a mosquito hunt. Even we were ready, even the king was ready for a mosquito hunt. What a humorous story it is. But tiger hunt? That's impossible. He will not allow anyone to kill the tiger except the Maharaja. The British officer secretary sent word to the Maharaja through the Diwan that the Durai, British officer secretary, the secretary of that high rank officer, sent word, sent message to the Maharaja through the Diwan, through the minister, that the Durai chief in Tamil, himself did not have to kill the tiger. Our Majesty will not kill the tiger. The chief, that high rank officer, will not kill the tiger. The Maharaja could do the actual killing. Who will kill? The Maharaja is allowed to kill the tiger. But what was important to the Durai was a photograph of himself holding the gun and standing over the tiger's carcass. What was important to the British officer? The Durai, the chief, to have a photograph with that dead animal with his gun. Carcass means dead body of an animal. But the Maharaja would not agree even to this proposal. But the Maharaja did not agree even to this proposal. If he relented, what he thought, if he relented, if he relaxed his decision, what was his decision? What was his resolve? No one will be allowed to kill the tiger in Pratibandhapuram. But he did not allow that British officer even for photograph purpose. Why? He clarifies. What would he do if other British officer turned up for tiger hunts? He was afraid if he allowed one officer, others will also come. So better deny the first one. Because he prevented a British officer from fulfilling his desire. As the Tiger King prevented the Durai, the British officer, from fulfilling his desire. What was his desire? His desire was to get a photograph with a dead tiger. The Maharaja stood in danger of losing his kingdom itself. So it was a dangerous decision from him. He was in danger of losing his kingdom. Now, what will he do? Let's see. The Maharaja and the Diwan held deliberations. The Maharaja called for the Diwan, and both of them held deliberations. Both of them discussed over this issue. As a result, a telegram was dispatched. So, after the discussion, they sent a telegram forthwith to a famous British company of jewelers in Calcutta. So they sent a telegram to a famous British company of jewelers where in Calcutta. And what was written in the telegram? Send samples of expensive diamond rings of different designs. So it was clearly mentioned in the telegram, in the letter. Send samples of expensive diamonds. They asked for sending expensive diamond rings of different designs. It happened. Some 50 rings arrived. After some time, nearly 50 rings arrived. The Maharaja sent the whole lot to the British officer's good lady. Maharaja, without any discussion or thinking, sent the whole lot to the British officer's good lady, to the wife of that Durai. The king and the minister expected the Durai Sani, the wife of that Durai. Durai means chief of officer, while Durai Sani his wife in Tamil language. The king and the minister expected, they thought the Durai Sani would choose a ring and then return the remaining. But what really happened? It was unusual. They did not expect so. What they thought? That Durai Sani will choose one or two rings and then send the rest back, remaining back to them. Within no time at all, the Durai Sani sent her reply. Within no time, there was the reply from the Durai Sani, the wife of that officer. What was the reply? Very classic reply she gave. She wrote. What was written? Thank you very much for your gifts. It's very obvious she did not return even a single ring. The whole lot of 50 rings she kept with her. But the king was not worried at all. Why? Because he had saved his kingdom. In 2 days, a bill for 3 lakh of rupees, 50 rings cost 3 lakh rupees. In 2 days, a bill for 3 lakh rupees came from the British jewelers. The Maharaja was happy. Maharaja did not worry about it. Why? What was the reason? Because he thought he had lost 3 lakh of rupees. No problem at all. Though he had lost 3 lakh rupees, but he had saved, he had managed to retain his kingdom. Anyhow, he was able to retain his kingdom in his hands. That's all in this video. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the fourth one.